Hey, what's up, guys? I'm in Louisville for the Knowledge Fest, and I came across some analysis I want to share with you about Wall Street bets and meme stocks. According to Bank of America, Wall Street bets is losing its power. Bank of America did a breakdown of meme stocks and found that Wall Street bets just doesn't have the swag that it used to have. And I'm going to explain this to you and break all this down for you. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about wealth, economics, and investing every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. That condition is that even if you're not Black, you must be B1. B1 means that we serve the Black community. Our goal is to put the Black community first at the top of our priority list. Our goal is to also make sure that Black people are ranked number one in the world in economic intelligence and financial literacy within the next 50 years. Also, B1 means we understand we must be one in order to be successful. So that means no fighting, more building. The only thing we're going to fight is white supremacy, and we're going to fight mediocrity. So if you agree with that philosophy, put a B1 in the chat, hashtag B1. That's what it means. What's going on, Max Jerome and Livingston? And let me see here. There's a spam comment. Let me go ahead and block that person. Got to clean out the roaches. Let's see here. Black Bezos. What's going on? Black Bezos. That's a good name, man. I like that. Black Dynasty CFO, Shante and Cynthia and Solid CTV, one, Alvin Jenkins, Michelle Jackson. All right, so here's the deal. What's up, Greg Bill? How you doing, man? All right, so Dondrell TV asked, what kind of meme stocks are they talking about? Because we running it up. Okay, well, let's talk about that, Dondrell. Excellent question. Excellent question. As George Fraser says, the truth doesn't mind being questioned. But when people don't want to answer the question, that typically means that they might be lying to you. Well, I want to answer that question. I welcome that question, Dondrell, because even if you agree, it's okay as long as you're respectful. And you're a respectful brother, so I'm going to go ahead and respond to Dondrell first. So, Dondrell, here's what I read that led me to conclude that there's more and more information that we want to take in when it comes to analyzing these meme stocks. Now, what do I mean by meme stocks? Let's just be clear about that. Meme stocks are basically stocks that have had a big run up in price in a short period of time, a big run up in volatility in a short period of time. They have a price that deviates from the fundamental value that the stock is given. Because in case you don't know, there are mathematical equations that are designed to value a stock. This is what I taught at Syracuse University. When I taught out of the textbook, we would teach them what they call the present value discount model. The present value equation values all these stocks, right? So what happens is you get what they call a fundamental value. That's what the analysts come up with. And then you have the market value, which is what people are willing to pay for that stock. So basically what's happening with meme stocks is the market value will be here, but the analyst fundamental value, according to the equation, is down here. So then you get into this crazy other game, right? Which Dondrell is mentioning too, manipulation by hedge funds and supposed smart money and stuff like that. And you're right, when that the market makes the final decision, right? So the market may not be the correct judge of what a stock's true value is, but meme stocks are a little bit different in that way. Wall Street Bets, a group of guys on Wall Street Bets got behind a leader or two who decided, and I don't know who this leadership is. You got to be real careful about that because some of these so-called grassroots movements are not as grassroots as you think. A lot of people used to think Black Lives Matter was a grassroots movement. People thought the Tea Party was a grassroots movement. Neither one of those movements were grassroots movements. So you can't convince me for 1 second that there isn't something behind this where there's somebody out here trying to make money. They're trying to get that bread. And they said, let's pretend like this, we're sticking it to the man. Let's get people all caught up in this emotionally. But believe me, the gangsters that are running this, the people that are leading this, they're not being emotional, they're being rational because they're here to make money. So here's what Bank of America determined. What Bank of America said is that basically they argue that a lot of the Wall Street Bets crowd doesn't have the same influence over the market as a lot of people thought that they would. It doesn't mean that they have no influence, mind you. But what it means is that because some of their influence has been so spread out, it's been dispersed across multiple assets, it's becoming diluted. You can't have typically more than one, maybe two meme stocks in a given week, unless you're doing just a straight 1 day pump and dump, right? 1 day pump and dump. We're going to pump the price of the stock up, to double its value. And then we're going to all start selling so that the suckers end up holding the bag. And that's a little bit predatory. I mean, if, as much as they might complain about what the Wall Street hedge funds are doing, well, you're kind of doing the same thing. You're getting this poor little 25-year-old kid who's caught up in the emotionality of it all to go buy this, stock for $400 when it's only worth $25.18. And then next thing you know, he done lost all the money he made mowing lawns all summer because he's trying to fit into this so-called trend, whereas the people on the inside are selling before it goes down too far. So basically, what Bank of America is saying is this. They said retail traders may be making a lot of noise on social media, but there's evidence that their influence over individual stocks is slipping. The Reddit forum Wall Street Bets has become a key part of the stock market this year, with retail traders causing dramatic surges in names like GameStop and AMC. Absolutely, no question about that. However, many of the most high-profile Reddit stocks have retreated over the past week, with the notable exception of AMC. I own AMC. I have made a killing on AMC. I've made enough money on AMC to buy me a luxury car. But I already got one, so I'm just going to reinvest the money. But I'm telling you, AMC was a money-making opportunity, and believe me, I'm still making money from that investment through various ways I've talked about before. I'm not going to go into that now. However, many of the most high-profile Reddit stocks have retreated over the past week, with the notable exception of AMC. Trading volume has fallen as well, even though mentions of the stocks on Reddit have risen. So here's what's going on. Here's what Bank of America is talking about. Now, pay attention now. Making money in the market is a little bit like poker. I told you guys I'm a pretty good poker player. I've won tournaments with over 1,000 people in them, so I'm not a scrub at poker. And the thing about poker is you got to think a certain way. And so the poker players are not getting emotional. That's one of the rules in winning at poker. You can't get your emotion in it too much. They call that going on tilt, when you let your emotions drive your decisions. No, you got to shut it down, let it go. Don't be mad. Just focus, get it done. Well, the poker players are basically doing this. They're saying, okay, we got this new crowd that wants to play in the game. They're obviously players because they've got power. They're able to move prices. They're able to kick some hedge funds in the butt. So we got to understand these players so that we can win the game, right? That's how you win a war, is that you study your adversary. You study the opponent. You don't cry about the opponent. You don't complain about the opponent. You don't get on your knees and say, oh, Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot. You with the opponent. You study the opponent, just like you study racism. If you want to defeat white supremacy, you must study how the system works and how we obtain the power. So what they've been doing is they've been studying Wall Street Bets very carefully. A lot of people, probably hundreds, maybe thousands of the participants in the Wall Street Bets crowd are really agents. They're double agents. They're Wall Street guys who are like, okay, there's money over here. Let me get in here and become one of the trading bros. Yeah, dude, we're going to AMC to the moon, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, let's do it, bro. Right? But no, they're being very logical and strategic, and they're analyzing data that will help them determine what stocks are going to move next. Right? What's the next big move? So basically what they're doing, what they've been looking at are things like how many times a stock is mentioned on Wall Street Bets. And they're like, okay, if a stock gets mentioned a lot and there's a lot of chatter, just like the CIA or the FBI might study a terrorist group, if there's a lot of chatter, then they know, okay, something big's about to pop, right? So then when they hear a lot of chatter, they say, okay, this stock could be the next meme stock. So what the articles I'm reading, I read a lot of stuff from the experts and the scholars and people that are really studying this. And what they're trying to figure out is what's the formula, like what's really going to predict which stock is going to take off, because money can be made there. But here's what they're finding. They're finding that the power of the Wall Street Bets crowd isn't what they thought it would be. They thought that this group of retail investors would change investing forever all across the market, and they haven't quite done that. What they have done is they've changed the dynamics of individual companies. They've given GameStop new life. GameStop has remained very, very high in value for many, many months. I did not expect that. That was very surprising. AMC has raised I think close to $1 billion in capital because people have pushed the price up high. So they're selling stock. All their insiders started dumping the stock in the market because they said these suckers are paying an insane amount of money for this stock. Let me get out before they come to their senses, before they sober up. And so AMC has been given new life. Maybe they'll do something good with that. But a lot of the companies that are the meme stocks are not doing so great. Let me go down the list. Here are some stocks in the last week that were so-called meme stocks that have been getting their asses kicked. Let's see here. AMC has done well. AMC's gone up about 12% this week. Clean Energy Fuels has dropped by 18%. GameStop has dropped by 26% this week. Workhorse has dropped by 12% this week. Wendy's has dropped by 5%. Bed Bath & Beyond has dropped by 15%. They also said that total activity on Reddit and in the options market suggests the retail trader movement is no longer growing, the firm said in a note. So again, they're studying this very carefully. They said this movement it's not like it's blowing up and taking over the world. It's kind of remaining stagnant. Quote, 70% of the stocks on last week's screen saw shares fall over the past week, AMC a major exception. While conversations generally accelerated for most stocks on our screen last week, so they're talking about the stocks, and they're saying, yeah, go, Bed Bath & Beyond to the moon. Let's go get it, bro. It's not happening. It's not coming to fruition because believe me, these Bank of America types, they've got their money already positioned to take advantage of the next meme stock. They've already gone to the lab and said, okay, everybody's chattering about this stock. Let's get in position so that when the trader bros push the price up, we can get in there, make our money, and rob the bank before the bank closes for the day. So they said, what else did they say? They said the movie theater chain AMC was the most popular trade by retail investors over the past week. However, the next 5 favorite trades were ETFs, providing more evidence that interest in individual stocks might be waning. There's also evidence that the Reddit users are getting less successful at pushing up a stock. One name that jumped into Bank of America's trending list this week was Petco. A surge of interest in the stock helped lead to a brief spike on Monday, but the shares quickly fell back to their previous levels. CNBC's Jim Cramer has commented on Twitter on the weakness in some of the newer Reddit favorites. He says, Wall Street bets, keep your firepower for AMC and GameStop. There's too much money being lost on your other names. You might not be able to keep buying AMC or GameStop up here if you keep this up. Just saying. So Jim Cramer, who is not a favored son of the Wall Street Bets movement, because he's a boomer, and of course, some people are stupid enough to think that old people don't know shit, which is like ridiculous. You should be listening to everyone. You should get information from the OGs as well as the new ideas, right? The new ideas are not better than the old ideas. The old ideas are not better than the new. If you want to be smart, you listen to everybody, right? You get the wisdom and you get the innovation at the same time. Innovation plus wisdom equals success, right? So basically what Jim Cramer has said is he said, look, I've seen kind of some of this before. This is clearly a phenomenon, but right now what's happening is that you're feeling yourself a little bit too much. You're thinking you can move the entire market and you ain't got enough bread to do that. What you do have enough money to do is to take control of 1 or 2 companies at a time, maybe a commodities market. Now I'm waiting for them to figure out which commodity they want to take over because those are smaller markets. And then at that point, you might be able to have some influence. So power should be concentrated. It should not be dispersed. And what they're saying is that Wall Street Bets is a little bit like the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was doing such a good job of taking over the places that it took over that it thought it could conquer the world. And eventually the Roman Empire became so dispersed that all of its enemies were able to invade the core city because they were trying to spread out and take over everything. So sometimes you could try to do so much that you end up getting nothing done. And so here, what he's saying is that AMC and GameStop, that's a good place to be, right? Take over those companies, push the price up, keep the price high, make your money there. But don't think you can do this for 30 different stocks. It ain't going to work. It ain't gonna work. The only way it can be done in a different way where you're spreading out is if you engage in something that I would consider to be unethical, which is, to strategically every week do a pump and dump on the stock, right? So the insiders, again, these guys got money. These guys are not the little guy. The people running the Wall Street Bets movement are not the little guy. They represent the little guy allegedly, but they're not the little guy. These guys have $100 million, $50 million, $30 million in the bank. Roaring Kitty, one of the leaders in the Wall Street Bets movement, he ain't the little guy. This guy is doing $10 million trades. He ain't the little guy. So Roaring Kitty and his crew get together and decide how they're going to deliberately manipulate the energy of young people to get them to all dump their money behind a certain stock so they can push the price up. And then if they decide that they want to just let the floor fall from underneath, then that stock will fall. The problem with that is that somebody typically gets hurt. When there's a pump and dump, the last guy holding the bag is the guy who gets body slammed. And there are people that you cannot pretend like this movement has no victims. There are victims everywhere, not just the big hedge funds. Because believe me, those big hedge funds, they know how to make their money. They know how to protect their bread. They know how to adapt. They're not caught up in the emotion. Their feelings aren't hurt that bad. They'll accept your power, but they're going to position themselves so that they're going to make money along with Roaring Kitty. So don't think of this as just a rich versus poor thing. No, you can get in there and make your money. It doesn't have to become a civil war. It's just a matter of democratizing the opportunity for everybody, and I'm a fan of that. But I'm not a fan of pump and dumps because there's a reason why that stuff is illegal. So anyway, I'm going to go, guys. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. I want to remind you guys I'm in Louisville this week for the Knowledge Fest. You can the URL, meetinc.org. If you're in the area, feel free to roll through at Knowledge Fest. I will be signing books. I'm going to sign books for about 30 minutes, and I got to run to the airport. But if you want to roll through, there's going to be hundreds of people there, tons of Black people there for a great experience. And Styles P will be there, as well as Brother Ben X and Red Pill, Blue Pill, the Black World Order. Just a lot of great people. So I really look forward to it. So if you want to come out, go to meetinc.org. We're at the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville, Kentucky this weekend. And also, if you want a free copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to allblackeconomics.com. That's allblackeconomics.com. That book is free for you. I hope you'll take a look at it and enjoy it. All right, guys, hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button before you go. It was good talking to you. I'll probably come back a little bit later and let you guys know what else I'm reading. So I hope you have a good day, and I hope you make a ton of money. Talk to you soon. Peace.